Okay, bear with me. I'm having some technical difficulties here this morning. I'm trying a new format. If I can get YouTube to cooperate with me here. Uh, Welcome to Level Headed News on the 30th day of November 2016. What I'm going to try to do here is group some topics together. I may have one article or I may have half a dozen of them. It depends on how many are in the group. And you'll get more than one video a day this way, but they won't be an hour and 20 minutes long. Uh, so we'll give this a shot. If you like what I'm doing, give it a thumbs up. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think, and we'll try this out this way. If you'd rather have me do with just one big current event show, we can do it that way too. But let me know what you think, and it'll be majority rule. The first article that I have here, this particular group is off the OSU attacks and Muslims and illegal immigrants in the news. The first article that I have for you is off the conservativetribune.com, and it says, Internet explodes after Kasich says we may never find out what caused the OSU terror attack. On Monday, when a man drove his vehicle into a crowd of pedestrians on the campus of Ohio State University in Columbus and then used a butcher knife to attack more people, the world was enraged. People want answers. However, they would not get real answers from Governor John Kasich. The suspect, Abdul Razak Ali Artan, reportedly injured 11 people during his heinous attack and was shot dead by campus police. Artan was an OSU student of Somali descent. And while law enforcement officials stated they could not rule out terrorism as a motive, they didn't specifically state that it was. That this attack was terror-related began piling up, as investigators reportedly uncovered a Facebook message that Artan posted before the attack, where he expressed anger at the way Muslims were being treated around the world. According to Heavy, the Facebook post that was attributed to Artan read, "I'm sick and tired of seeing Muslims killed and tortured everywhere." It added, "I can't take it anymore. America, stop interfering with other countries, especially the Muslim Ummah community. We are not weak. We are not weak. Remember that." Yet if you ask former GOP presidential hopeful Kasich if he can't find a clear motive, in a news conference regarding the incident, Kasich stated, "We may never totally find out why this person did what they did or why they snapped. We may never find out," which caused Twitter to shoot back angrily at his refusal to admit there is at least a lead in the investigation that could look into a source for possible motive. And there's several tweets here if you'd like to pull up this article and take a look at these at your leisure. All these URLs are in the description of the video. It says, compare that to President-elect Donald Trump's response that he posted on Facebook below, and it's clear that the right man won the Oval Office. And Trump said, watching the news unfold at Ohio State University, our thoughts and prayers are with all the students and administration. Excellent job by the Ohio State University Emergency Management Team in immediately notifying students and faculty via social media with the message, Buckeye Alert, active shooter on campus, run, hide, fight, Watts Hall, 19th and College. Thank you to all first responders who acted immediately and eliminated the threat on campus. Kasich wanted to be president. Trump polished him off in the primaries and went on to victory. Think the voters made the right choice. The next article that I have for you is off of the Young Conservatives, and it says OSU student reveals what the military men in her class did as soon as the attack. And this one says, earlier today, a Muslim refugee from Somalia injured 10 people at Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. He attempted to run students over with his car before attacking them with a knife. It was another terrorist attack on American soil under President Obama's watch, as well as stark reminder that the liberal immigration policies presents a dangerous threat to American citizens. Sad all the way around. There was a small bright spot, though. It sounds like there were some major heroes involved in this story. From the IJ review, it says, as a suspect carried out a savage attack at Ohio State University on Monday, members of the U.S. military in one classroom heroically stood by the door to protect others, a student told CNN. quite a few military men in our class who are actually all standing by doors keeping us safe, the OSU student Molly Clark said. I'm feeling pretty good about that. And there's some video in this if you'd like to take a look at this article. Gotta love it. Our men and women in uniform deserve our full respect, and this is just one of the many reasons why. Next article I have is off the conservativetribune.com. Thousands of illegal alien minors released to illegal alien families. The U.S. immigration authorities released 6,051 unaccompanied illegal minors to sponsor families last month, according to data released by the Office of Refugee Resettlement and collected by the Daily Caller. But if that's supposed to sound comforting, it's not. According to the Daily Caller, most of these sponsor families were illegal immigrants themselves. Unaccompanied illegal alien children are being placed with relatives who are illegal, not only reinforcing a bad trend, but contributing to an already staggering number of illegal immigrants living free inside the United States. In February of this year, the Senate Subcommittee on Immigration and National Interest, chaired by Attorney General nominee Senator Jeff Sessions, Republican of Alabama, stated that fewer than 4% of all unaccompanied minors between fiscal year 2014 and the first half of fiscal year 2016 were actually removed from the country. Sessions' website notes that as of February of this year, that in just the last 2.5 fiscal years, 126,902 purportedly unaccompanied illegal alien juveniles have been apprehended by CBP, which is Customs and Border Patrol. Republican lawmakers were incensed, according to the Associated Press. They believed, as AP puts it, that the releasing unaccompanied children to sponsors who lack legal papers encourages illegal immigration and reduces the chances the children will attend deportation hearings in immigration court. Republican Bob Goodlatte, Republican of Virginia, believes that President Barack Obama is, in a sense, emboldening illegal immigrants to try to smuggle in their family members, since there is very little consequence for failure. Since the president refuses to enforce our immigration laws, unlawful immigrants in the United States consistently pay criminal organizations along the border thousands of dollars to smuggle their family members into the United States, he said. When President-elect Donald Trump takes office in 2017, it's unlikely that this pattern will continue. And the final article I have for you is off of the WashingtonStandard.com, and this one says Premier Hate Group SLPC seeks to shut down facts about Obama's Muslim resettlement program. The Southern Poverty Law Center, a group I often refer to as a premier hate group, is not looking to silence debate over Barack Obama's Muslim resettlement program because the facts are coming out. WND reports the Southern Poverty Law Center is teaming up with local Detroit media to paint a Maryland-based journalist as anti-Muslim extremist and Islamophobe simply because he has produced fact-based research on the U.S. government's refugee resettlement program. James Simpson has been invited to speak at the annual Business Roundtable breakfast in Oakland County, one of several counties in Michigan that have been pummeled with refugees from the Middle East over the last 8 years of the Obama administration. Oakland County Executive L. Brooks Patterson, who won re-election in a landslide on November the 8th, has been a vocal critic of the refugee program, threatening to sue the administration for violating the Refugee Act of 1980. Under Obama, the feds have distributed thousands of refugees into Oakland County without advance notice to Patterson and other local government officials. Once the federal month that follows the refugees runs out, Oakland County taxpayers are left holding the bag for the education and welfare of the refugees. But the SPLC's attack stance has now frightened away one of the Roundtable's event's main sponsors, the Fifth Third Bank. Simpson, who is the author of the Red-Green Axis, Refugees, Immigration, and the Agenda to Erase America, has been invited to speak at the annual economic forum by Mr. Patterson. He is also a research fellow at the Frank Gaffney Center for Security Policy in Washington, D.C. Mr. Patterson drew fire from the SPLC as well as Mr. Simpson. However, stirring things up seems to be exactly what Mr. Patterson was after. Mr. Simpson was invited to speak at the Oakland County Business Roundtable precisely because he's provocative, said Patterson. It's not about whether one agrees with him. It's about stimulating meaningful conversation on a timely and important topic in our country. It would be rather Orwellian to exclude him. After all, this is still the United States of America, where the First Amendment protects even those most contentious speech. I like how this man thinks. It appears I'm not the only one. James Simpson is the author of The Red-Green Axis, Refugees, Immigration, and the Agenda to Erase America, said Pamela Geller, author of Stop the Islamization of America. That's why the bank withdrew its sponsorship, Geller told WMD. If a hard left speaker had been invited, the bank would have no problem. But those who speak the truth on the right are increasingly ostracized, demonized, and marginalized. The bank is justifiably afraid that leftist thugs will target it for protests, boycotts, etc. But it should stand up to these fascists instead of caving into them. Geller knows what she's talking about. She's been threatened with death by the most outspoken imam in the UK, plotted against to behead her, and even had an event of hers targeted by 2 Islamic jihadists in Texas. Geller continues to stand and be outspoken voice against Muhammad, true Islam, and its jihad doctrine. What we're dealing with are faux, self-righteous indignation, and really, they at the Fifth Third Bank don't have the guts to stand up to these people who use vicious tactics, and we need to be stronger than that now, Simpson told WND. Simpson claims that the SPLC and those supporting the current refugee resettlement program are doing nothing more than using Saul Alinsky tactics, just like Barack Hussein Obama has been employing the last 8 years. It's guerrilla warfare against anyone who challenges their agenda, he told WND. Of course, Ann Corcoran, the Center for Security Policy, and I are irredeemable deplorables for our stance against open borders and the Islamization of America, he said. Bill Mullen, spokesperson for Patterson, said that the community that Mr. Patterson serves in is home for 1,050 foreign-owned companies from 39 countries around the world. We celebrate legal immigrants. We even open our doors to refugees from anywhere in the world as long as they have been properly vetted and screened for homeland security and public health concerns, Mullen said. We support refugee resettlement that complies with the Refugee Act of 1980, he added, but federal law mandates that the U.S. Office of Refugee Resettlement must consult and coordinate refugee resettlement with state and local governments. The ORR has already placed hundreds of refugees in Oakland County without that consultation and coordination taking place. Why is that a concern? The Islamic State has said it is sending these waves of refugees with its own agents and terrorists. Plus, there have been a number of cases of refugees arriving with communicable diseases, with at least one in Oakland County. The Oakland County executive bears the responsibility of protecting safety, security, and health of all residents, Mullen concluded. Please join us in supporting refugee resettlement that complies with the Refugee Act of 1980. That is what's being missed. It's not the issue of ethnicity. It's an issue of ideology that we're dealing with. First, we are dealing with the ideology of Islam. Second, we're dealing with the lawless ideology from Marxist and those who wish to advance an anti-American agenda. The SPLC is known for both. Stand strong, Mr. Patterson and Mr. Simpson. Play them in. So there you have that information, and we'll see you on the next video.